We just took in a 1965 C10. That's what's in the garage today. The Bayou Garage is always looking for new, interesting vehicles and to put on the showroom at Motor City and to talk about and to look at. Well, you know what? We got a pretty cool one today. We got this 1965 Chevy C10. It is cool, it's all original. Man, I can't even tell you how much I love this truck. But real quick, this is the Bayou Garage where we look at anything with motors, we check them out and we play with them and we talk about them. And it's not really full reviews, it's just us car guys and car people hanging out, talking about the cool things that surround this wonderful world of automotive. If that sounds like something you like, why don't you smash that subscribe button, stick with us, and show us what's in your garage. I mean, with original paint and original rims and original bed and, oh man, original interior, original engine. It's got an inline six. I think it pushes about 140 horsepower, but who cares in this cool old truck? So these guys were only made for a couple of years. They had a couple of different engine options. You had the inline six, and then you had the bigger inline six that had almost 180 horsepower, but then they also had the V8 that they put in these trucks. Now this has got the long bed on it. It's got the wood paneled floor in the back of it. It's just slick. The custom logos on the side, the trim molding all the way down the side is clean. I mean, yeah, it's a 1965. It does have a few little rust spots here and there at the bottom of the doors and up in little hidden spots, but really not that bad for being a 55-year-old truck. I mean, to me back then, they really made vehicles with a whole lot of style and a whole lot of originality. These things didn't look like anything else on the road. When you see one coming towards you, you can tell by the hood and how the headlights are made and how the hood kind of laps over, and then you have the marker lights up in the actual hood, but then the headlights are down in the grill. The big Chevy grill going across the front. And then the body line, so you know, you come around from where the hood actually lips over the side of the vehicle, and then it flows all the way around the cab, all the way down the bed, and it's all like one flowing motion. The white top with the custom chrome accents and drip rails and all this fun stuff, it is just too cool. When you get into the interior of this vehicle, it is, man, 3 seats on a bench, baby. That's what it's all about. The dashboard is just killer. It registers to 100 miles per hour. I'm not sure if this vehicle can actually go 100 miles per hour, but it'd be fun to find out. This thing, it's like a Bel Air or any of these other vehicles that they came out in the 50s. It's just incredible. I love the fact that it's got an ashtray in the middle of the dashboard, the original old GMC stereo. Yes, it's got the GMC radio, but you know, GMC General Motors Company created it, so Chevrolet is a GM Motors. So there you go. Now you have your temperature gauge that has little lights on it and your generator and oil pressure on the dashboard with your fuel gauge. There's not a whole lot to it. It's very simple. You got a 3-speed on the column, and then there's no extra frilly things in here. I mean, the dashboard is metal, the doors are metal, there's no trimming on the doors except for a second metal panel that you can take off with screws. Everything is so simple. This is one of those project vehicles that if you wanted to work on something, this can teach you the basic mechanics of it, because everything in this thing is basic, and that's what makes it so incredible. Or these old-fashioned leather seats reminds me of sitting in an old restaurant, like a 50s diner, and it just, all of it, it's like the whole world, everything about the 1950s is wrapped up into this truck. It's incredible. I absolutely love some of the accent, like the horn on the steering wheel. That is too cool. It actually, no AC, but it does have an air pool. And what that does is open a vent so that the air can flow through the vehicle and from the outside inside, help you keep cool. So you have that. Yes, of course, crank windows. There's no electric windows in this or anything like that. And then to have it as a 3-speed on the column, but still have a clutch, you know, that's stuff you just don't see nowadays. And A lot of the younger guys, when they jump in this vehicle, they don't even realize that it's a manual, but it's on the column. I do think it's pretty cool that we found a matching hat with the same blue in it as the vehicle. Now, I'm not sure if these visors were stock or if they were maybe added later, but they work perfectly in here. There's no headliner. It's just straight metal. You don't need any of that bonus stuff that they throw into cars today. And this thing was just a working man's truck in this killer teal blue. I can't even explain to you how much I love this thing. If you look down underneath by your feet in the wheel wells, there's actually some pull bar vents that open up. It'll vent in air and allow more air to get inside the vehicle to keep you cool. Because once again, there's no AC. But for the most part, it's original. It's how you would have got it from the factory. I mean, just the fact that the old marker lights stick out like this in the back is just too cool. Everything you can do with this truck is simple. There's parts available for these trucks. You can find the parts, you can get it done. So if you're looking for some kind of custom thing to work on as a project and to pimp out, but with just a little bit of work, it's a straight 6. They're not hard to work on. You can get this thing up and running and use it as a daily, and I'm sure it'll get you going for a long time. It wouldn't take anything to swap engines and go as far as you want with this. I've seen some of these trucks with LS's and all kind of other swaps. Tell me what you would do in the comment section below. If you had this truck, what would you do with it first? I mean, hey, airbag it, drop it, slam it, big engines, big tires, big fat back tires. You could do 1,000 things, or you could just make it stock. I mean, with a little bit of rust on this thing, you could take it back to stock and have a beautiful truck in a heartbeat. What would you do? Let me know. For us, we're gonna take a look at it over the next few weeks. We're gonna see what it needs to be done with it in the next few days, and we're gonna get it up and running as best we can and see where it goes from there. But until next time, we wanna know what's in your garage, and we're gonna keep showing you what's in ours, so stick with us.